Why do we trust our own judgments most, even while those very thoughts are often the most frequently incorrect ones? Why do some people look at the exact same information but reach completely different conclusions, leading to different paths? And why do we find ourselves repeating the same mistakes over and over again, seemingly unable to break free from patterns? Is it possible that the most powerful barrier limiting your life today is not an external obstacle, but actually your own thought? Let us begin this exploration with a question. Are your thoughts a reliable guide or the ultimate obstacle to growth? We often believe our judgments are objective and factual, but research reveals an uncomfortable truth about our mind. According to a study from Princeton University, humans tend to distort over 70% of information to fit beliefs. This psychological phenomenon is known as confirmation bias, and it fundamentally shapes our entire perception of reality. Furthermore, research from Harvard Business School reveals that over 60% of decisions are driven by intuition. This means that your thoughts are likely not absolute facts, but merely your own subjective interpretations of the world. Now let us consider the unique problems of our current era, where we are exposed to more information than ever before. We live in an age with the most abundant information, yet we are also the most prone to deep illusions and errors. On average, every person is exposed to over 5,000 advertisements and pieces of digital content every day. In this constant flow of data, our judgments are being influenced in subtle ways that we often fail to recognize. Algorithms repeatedly show us only the information we already like, making our thoughts increasingly biased and narrow. This creates a digital filter bubble that reinforces our worldview and hardens our prejudices against any different ideas. The OECD reports that information bias in our digital environment has increased by over 30% in recent years. This increase in bias acts as a factor that further strengthens individual errors in judgment on a systematic basis. Therefore, the real problem is not a lack of information, but believing your thoughts within distorted bubbles. Believing your own thoughts absolutely in a world of distorted information is the most dangerous state of mind. Now let us discuss the core insight that separates those who grow from those who remain stuck in place forever. The difference between a person who evolves and one who stays stagnant lies in the ability to doubt fixed judgments. According to Stanford research, those who constantly review and correct their judgments are twice as accurate as others. This means that an exceptional person is not someone who knows more, but someone capable of revising thoughts. While people desperately seek certainty, what is actually needed is the courage to doubt one's own fixed beliefs. Let us look at ancient examples of this wisdom, starting with the Greek philosopher Socrates and his unique method. Socrates admitted his own ignorance by famously stating, "I know that I know nothing," to those around him. He reached new truths by systematically breaking through existing thoughts and assumptions with rigorous questions. His philosophy was not about accumulating new knowledge, but a process of removing incorrect and flawed beliefs. Even in ancient times, it was understood that true intellectual growth begins with doubt rather than certainty. Moving to the modern era, we find René Descartes, who used the radical method of doubting everything to find truth. He went so far as to doubt his senses, his experiences, and even his own physical existence in the material world. Through this process, he reached the famous conclusion, "I think, therefore I am," a bedrock of modern philosophy. His philosophy was not just abstract thought, but a systematic method for verifying and testing the validity of beliefs. The great discoveries of the modern era were born not from certainty, but from this rigorous process of doubt. Without the willingness to question what was previously accepted as fact, progress in science would be impossible. This legacy of healthy skepticism continues to shape how we understand the world and our place within it today. It teaches us that the path to true wisdom is often paved with the discarded remains of our previous certainties. Now, let us examine how this principle is applied in the modern world by successful organizations and individuals. Successful companies today have rigorous systems to verify and challenge their own internal decision-making processes. Research shows that leaders who actively seek out opposing views reduce their failure rate by over 40%. Furthermore, individuals who consistently record and analyze their own decisions achieve much higher performance. In our modern, fast-paced society, the ability to verify your thoughts is a more important advantage than speed. Taking the necessary time to test your assumptions prevents costly mistakes and leads to more sustainable success. Let us now summarize the key insights we have explored today about the great power of doubting our own thoughts. Your thoughts are not always correct. They are often shaped by deep bias, emotion, and digital bubbles. Developing the vital habit of constantly checking your thoughts is the most important skill in this information age. Ultimately, the difference in life outcomes arises from your self-awareness and your ability to correct your course. Now let us talk about the positive changes you will experience once you embrace the practice of self-doubt. This practice of healthy and productive self-doubt leads to a life of greater clarity and more accurate choices. First, you will gain the ability to look at your own judgments objectively and modify them whenever necessary. This objectivity allows you to navigate complex and difficult situations with a much clearer mind and perspective. Second, you will be able to make more accurate and effective decisions without being swayed by your emotions. Emotional stability and logical clarity become your closest allies as you learn to question immediate reactions. Finally, the most important change is that you will no longer fear being wrong in your daily life. You will transform into a person who grows through mistakes, seeing each error as a valuable asset for learning. This is not just a change in attitude, but a complete transition to a life that capitalizes on every failure. When you stop protecting your ego and start pursuing the truth, every experience becomes an opportunity for growth. All of these insights can be summarized into one powerful sentence. The beginning of all growth is doubt. As we have clearly seen, certainty can act as a stop sign, while doubt acts as a vital catalyst for expansion. Confidence stops you, but doubt makes you grow every day, serving as a motto for a life of learning. Paradoxically, the thought you believe most absolutely might actually be the most dangerous to your future. It is the unchallenged assumption that limits your potential and keeps you from seeing the world as it is. By embracing deep inquiry, you break the chains of your own making and step into a larger, vibrant reality. This journey of self-correction is the path taken by the wise, the successful, and the truly free people. Through the Humanities with Dr. James Coe, we aim to expand your thinking and deepen your understanding of life. Your support through likes and subscriptions allows us to continue bringing you these deep philosophical insights. We are dedicated to providing content that enriches your soul and empowers your mind for the long journey. May your journey toward truth be filled with the courage to question and the wisdom to grow every day. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of the mind and the great power of doubting one's thoughts. Stay connected with us using hashtags like critical thinking, confirmation bias, and self-development for more growth. Search for terms such as decision-making, success, and cognitive bias to deepen your understanding further. Learn more about the thinking method of those who win and questions that wake your potential with our channel. This content was brought to you by Jongmoon Ko, also known as James Ko. We value your intellectual journey. For inquiries, contact us at k90391198@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.